This video is a short section taken from an episode of the Ash Bros video game podcast. To listen to the full episode on YouTube or any of your regular podcast apps, check out the links in the description below. So, I'll hand it over to you, Ash. What is our game for this week that you should play?
Well, we've got a very, very good game here, which I've sunk a lot of hours into, and its name is RimWorld. So,
Before you go on to your thing,
yes,
this is actually a good one for me, relevant, because obviously, as I spoke to you, I was really close to getting it, and I just haven't had a look through it, all of it, like how it works and everything, and I haven't got it yet. So, talk
this
to me
is like
about
my
it.
sales
Sell it
pitch.
to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, if I had to describe this game as simplistic as possible, I would say it's like Sims on steroids. It is just like, it's so good. So the storyline is
And you can quite literally take steroids.
you can literally take steroids as well. That is part of the game, yes. So you start a new game. You're given like a choice of like 10 characters that all have like personality traits. They all are good at different things and bad at different things. Obviously, you have skills like social, which is used for like trading with people. You have cooking, which is obviously important. Shooting, hand-to-hand combat. You have a bunch of these different skills. So you've got to select. You know, the general consensus is that you make like a chef, and then you pick like a hunter or whatever. So you have a nice mix of skills for your survival.
Yep.
And then the story is that you're in a spaceship, and it crashes, and your pods that transport pods crash onto like a alien land, you know, and you are tasked with making a home on this new land, you know, which involves obviously harvesting resources, wood, stone, iron, stuff like that. Then you can build your house. So very similar in The Sims in terms of like building, because obviously you can design, you know, the dining room and the rooms, and you've got like statues you can put in place.
Yeah.
But something different to The Sims is that you have to deal with these like survival pressures. So you have to keep the temperature at a stable rate, which is more difficult or easier depending on where you've landed. So if you landed in like some Arctic, you know, landscape, then you've got to get heaters like instantly, otherwise everyone's just going to freeze to death.
Yeah.
And equally, all your like food you've got to freeze, otherwise, you know, obviously it's going to go off, and then you won't have a stockpile for winter when you can't like grow crops. So that's like the simple concept of it, but then it's got so much depth as well. So you get like raiders, so you've got to obviously defend your land.
Yes,
from
I was
these
going to say,
people.
yeah, it seems to be loads of shooting involved and like conflict and stuff. What's that
Yep.
about?
So depending on what difficulty you set, you'll have like waves of raiders that will come with and just try and basically cause havoc and steal your stuff. So you're gonna have to make guns or find guns or buy guns to defend your land. You can also build like turrets and stuff and sandbags, and there's a bunch of like defensive options. There's also like traders that you obviously barter with silver. And when you, as I say, there's so much depth. When you like essentially down an enemy, you can take them prisoner, you can execute them and eat them. You can turn your people into cannibals. You can harvest their organs. You can imprison them and recruit them. You've got
You
so
really
much
can do
freedom.
everything.
Yeah, it's like it's kind of sandboxy in that way. You've got so much choice as to
Yeah.
like what you can do. It's such a great game.
So
Yeah,
the thing that put me off, I think, and it's a really what's the word, petty reason, really, is not the graphics themselves. I'm all good with that, like not really 8-bit. It's kind of 8-bit, isn't it?
cartoony
Like
style. Yeah.
yeah, like I mean, I play Stardew Valley and stuff, which is obviously like that real retro 8-bit side of. Not a problem with that. It was the menus and stuff. They don't look very nice. Like all the font and stuff. It looks a bit kind
Okay.
of like someone's just gone onto a Word application and done
Yeah.
text boxes. Do you know what I mean?
I would agree that the menus and
The UI.
Yeah, navigating around like the different options is a bit of a ball ache.
Yeah, and I think honestly, again, it might be petty. That's kind of the one thing that really put me off.
Yeah, and I think I found the same. I think like I sort of opened up the game, had no idea what I was doing. Like there's about just menus across the bottom, and it's not the easiest game to get into. But if you get past that, and
A bit like Football Manager.
yeah,
Then
exactly. I was going to
yeah,
compare it to Football Manager. If you get past that and sort of get your head around, what the different options do and stuff, it's
yeah,
really rewarding.
yeah.
So I would definitely recommend it to anyone who's like into that sort of into either like life simulators or like base building or survival games. It's really a jack of all trades. Such a good game.
And you've got
And
120 hours plus, haven't you? So
absolutely,
there you go.
I've loved it. Yeah, absolutely, I've loved
Hmm.
it.
And
And
you were
they're
going to
just
say?
coming out with some new DLC as well, which allows you
Yep.
to have families, babies. They've also got some wacky stuff as well. You can make robots to do all your stuff for you, which is super useful. Just having like people to carry objects. Like you wouldn't imagine how much time your people take doing carrying things from one place to another, when they could be cooking or making food or hunting for food.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, so they got some more wacky stuff as well. I think you can do like some DNA experimentation as well with your children, from what I've read briefly. So more like sciencey stuff. It looks really fun. It's a really fun game.
And it's available PC, Xbox, PlayStation 4.
Yes.
Now it's the older generation of consoles, Xbox One, PS4, but I think you can play them on PlayStation 5. Obviously, they just don't have those kind of next gen upgrades. Not that they need them with the kind of art style and graphic system that it uses, so it doesn't really matter, does it?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And it's currently £27 on Steam. I'm sure you can find codes that are cheaper somewhere. But it's not
Definitely value for money.
not full price.
No.
I mean, judging by that, you've spent about what 10p for every hour of fun that you've
Yeah.
played or something.
Yeah.
So I mean, that maths is probably way off, but you get the
Yeah,
point.
exactly. The value I've got out of the game is incredible.
So yeah, RimWorld, give it a try.
Give it a go.
I should take my own advice. In fact, I'm adding it to my wish list on Steam right now.
There we go. Fantastic.